Hey everyone, and welcome back to Tell Me More Stories Told As podcast. Today we're going to do a deep dive on something I bet you use all the time, but probably um, don't think about too much.
hmm
Dishwashers.
Mm,
I mean, it's right there in your kitchen, quietly doing its job.
right.
But did you ever wonder, like, how it even got there?
Yeah.
What kind of journey this humble appliance took to become like a total kitchen staple?
Yeah. It's actually a really fascinating story. When you look at a dishwasher today, like all sleek and efficient, it's easy to forget that it didn't just kind of magically appear, you know?
Right?
There's a whole history of innovation and honestly some pretty wild ideas behind it.
Oh, okay. Okay, so spill the tea.
Yeah.
Take us all the way back to the beginning.
Sure.
When did someone first decide that hand washing dishes just wasn't cutting it anymore?
Well, you got to go all the way back to 1850.
Right.
Picture this. A guy named Joel Houghton, just,
Okay.
tinkering away and bam.
Yeah.
He patents the first ever mechanical dishwasher.
1850.
Mm.
Like way before electricity was even like around, right?
That's right.
What did this thing even look like?
They're going to laugh. It was made entirely of wood.
Wood. Seriously. Like a big wooden tub.
Pretty much.
Wow.
It had a hand crank that you'd spin to splash water around inside.
Oh my God.
Do you imagine the workout you would get, like just trying to get your dishes clean?
No, thank you. I'll stick to my gym membership for that.
Yeah.
But okay, so wooden contraption, hand crank,
Hmm.
efficient, it was not.
Oh.
Did anyone actually even use this thing?
Honestly, probably not that many people.
Yeah.
It was more, I think, more of a novelty than a practical solution.
Right.
But, it sparked an idea.
Yeah.
Just a few years later, in 1865, a guy named L.A. Alexander,
Right.
he kind of took a stab at improving the design. He added a rack to hold the dishes, but, still hand-powered and probably still pretty messy.
So not exactly the time-saving, back-saving marvel we know today.
Not quite, no.
What was the turning point? When did dishwashers start to become, well, actual dishwashers?
Okay, that credit goes to a woman named Josephine Cochran. Now, Josephine was a wealthy socialite in the late 1800s, and she was known for hosting lavish dinner parties.
Okay.
The problem was her servants kept breaking her expensive china while they were washing it.
Ooh, okay. I can relate to that, although maybe not on the same scale as a fancy socialite. But
Right.
it's so frustrating when like a beloved dish gets gypped or broken.
Oh, totally. So what did Josephine do? She decided to invent a solution herself.
Good for her.
In 1886, she created a dishwasher that used water pressure instead of a hand crank.
Oh,
It had compartments for, plates and cups. And get this, she debuted it at the 1893 World's Fair.
wow. Talk about a power move. From
Yeah,
a frustrated socialite to a World's Fair inventor, that's amazing.
it really is. And it really shows you the power of necessity, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes the best inventions come from people who are just trying to solve a problem in their own lives.
Absolutely. And if you're enjoying this deep dive into the world of dishwashers so far, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any other fascinating stories we have lined up for you on Tell Me More. Now, Josephine's invention was definitely a huge leap forward,
Oh, yeah.
but it was still a far cry from the electric machines that we have today.
Right.
When did that transition even happen?
Well, the first electric dishwasher, it actually popped up in Europe in 1929,
Okay.
thanks to the company Miele. But here's where it gets kind of interesting. A British inventor named William Howard Livens actually beat them to the punch in a way.
Oh,
Yeah.
tell me more about this British dishwasher pioneer.
Okay. In 1924, Livens created a small, non-electric dishwasher that was designed specifically for homes.
Huh.
He even incorporated features that we still see today, like a front-loading door, wire rack, and a rotating sprayer.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
He basically laid the groundwork for the modern dishwasher, like even before electricity was, common in homes.
Yeah,
Why didn't his design take off right away?
that's a great question. And it really shows you that even the most brilliant inventions still need the right circumstances to thrive,
Yeah.
In Livens' case, the problem was infrastructure. Many homes in the 1920s simply didn't have the plumbing necessary for a dishwasher to work.
Ooh.
His invention was a bit ahead of its time.
So even a fantastic invention needs the right environment to really succeed.
Hmm?
It's a reminder that technology doesn't exist in a vacuum.
Right, exactly.
It's shaped by social and economic factors.
Absolutely. And speaking of social and economic factors, let's fast forward to the 1950s. This was a pivotal moment for the dishwasher.
The 1950s.
Yeah.
Why then?
Think about it. The post-war period, a boom in consumerism, and a surge in new home construction.
Right.
Suddenly, dishwashers became like a symbol of modern living. A must-have appliance for any, stylish and efficient kitchen.
I can picture it now.
Yeah.
Those classic 1950s kitchens.
Yeah.
All pastel colors and chrome accents.
Yeah.
With a shiny new dishwasher as the centerpiece.
Exactly. And it wasn't just about, aesthetics. The design of dishwashers started to evolve rapidly during this period.
Right.
They went from being freestanding units to being integrated into those standardized kitchen cabinets that were becoming so popular.
Ah, yes. The sleek built-in look.
Exactly.
I have to admit, I'm a fan of that seamless integration. But before we get too carried away with modern design,
Right.
let's talk about the basics. What about size and capacity?
Okay.
How do you know what size dishwasher you need?
Well, if you're looking at a standard built-in dishwasher,
Right.
whether you're in Europe or the US, the width is usually around 60 centimeters or 24 inches.
Okay.
They're designed to fit into a standard cabinet space.
Yeah.
But if you have a smaller kitchen or, different needs, you can also find portable dishwashers that come in a variety of sizes.
Oh, right, yeah. And how do you figure how many dishes a dishwasher can actually hold?
Yeah,
Is there a standard measurement for that?
there is. Dishwasher capacity is measured in standard place settings, which takes into account, all the plates, the cutlery, and glasses a typical person would use for a meal.
Right, yeah.
So you can basically choose a dishwasher based on how many place settings you need to wash at once.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Now let's talk about what's going on inside a dishwasher. I'm always fascinated by how everything fits so neatly in those racks.
Yeah, it's like a carefully choreographed dance of water and engineering, right?
Totally.
Most modern dishwashers have a drop-down door, and when you open it up, you'll
Right.
see those pull-out racks or baskets.
Yes, those racks are key.
Yeah.
Although, I'll be honest, sometimes reaching the very back of the bottom rack can be a bit of a yoga pose.
Oh, I feel you there.
Yeah.
But it's interesting to think about how those racks have even evolved over time.
Yeah.
Did you know that back in the late 60s and early 90s, Maytag dishwashers actually loaded differently?
Real.
They had the glassware on the bottom and the plates up top.
Wait, really? That seems kind of counterintuitive. Why would they do that?
It seems like their design might have been more efficient in terms of water usage and how the water sprayed.
Yeah.
But ultimately, it just it didn't catch on. Perhaps people just got used to loading things a certain way. And
Yeah. Habits are hard to break. I guess even when it comes to dishwashers. Okay, so we've talked about the layout.
yeah,
But what about the materials?
right.
Is stainless steel the
Yeah.
gold standard for dishwasher interiors?
Stainless steel is definitely popular. It's durable, it resists stains, and it helps dry dishes faster.
Okay.
But it does come at a premium price. You can also find dishwashers with plastic interiors, which
Wow.
are usually more budget-friendly. And, of course, there's a whole history of materials that have been used in dishwashers over the years.
Like what?
Well, older models sometimes had tubs made of baked enamel or even coated in vinyl.
Wow.
It's amazing to see how material science has played a role in dishwasher design.
It really is. Okay, so we've covered the looks, but now let's get down to business. How does a dishwasher actually get things clean? I know it involves water and soap, but what's the step-by-step process?
All right, picture it like a synchronized water ballet with a dash of heat and detergent.
Oh, okay.
It usually starts with a pre-rinse cycle, which may or may not use detergent depending on the model and the cycle you choose.
Okay, and then comes the main event.
Yeah,
The big wash.
exactly. Fresh water mixes with detergent and gets pumped into the dishwasher. This potent cleaning cocktail then gets blasted onto the dishes through rotating spray arms.
So it's like a power shower for dirty dishes.
That's a great way to put it. And here's something you might not realize. The water gets really hot during this wash cycle.
Oh, really?
Typically between 45 and 75 degrees Celsius.
Wow, that's hot. I
Yeah.
had no idea why such high temperatures.
Well, you need that heat to sanitize the dishes,
Right.
killing any bacteria that might be hanging around. It also helps loosen any stubborn food particles.
Yeah.
And here's another cool fact. To save water and energy, the water used in the wash cycle actually gets recirculated.
Oh, that's impressive.
Yeah.
So it's not just like blasting away with fresh water the whole time.
No.
Okay, so we have the hot silty wash. What happens after that?
Well, the dirty water gets drained away,
Okay.
and then comes the rinse cycle. This uses fresh hot water to remove any lingering soap and food debris.
Okay.
And finally, most modern dishwashers have a drying cycle,
Right.
which can use different methods depending on the model.
Yeah.
Some use heating elements, and others use fans, and
Yeah.
some even use a special mineral called zeolite
Okay.
that absorbs moisture.
So by the end of the cycle, we have like sparkling clean, sanitized, and dry dishes.
That's right.
It's a modern marvel, really.
It is. It really is. All that engineering and innovation packed into one appliance. But, there's still this ongoing debate about whether dishwashers are actually better than hand washing.
Oh, the age-old dishwasher versus hand washing dilemma.
Exactly.
Is there a clear winner?
It's not that simple, unfortunately. There are lots of factors to consider, like how efficiently you hand wash, the type of dishwasher you have, your energy sources, and even just, your personal preferences.
Yeah.
But here's a fun fact. Studies have shown that that modern dishwashers, especially when fully loaded, can actually be more water efficient than hand washing.
Really?
Yeah.
I always assumed that hand washing used less water.
It seems logical, but think about how long you let the water run while you're, scrubbing those dishes.
Right.
A dishwasher uses a precise amount of water, and it recirculates it during the wash cycle.
Yeah.
So in many cases, you end up using less water overall.
That makes sense. Okay, so dishwashers save us time and potentially even water.
Mm-hmm.
What about energy? Are they energy hogs?
Well, they do use electricity,
Yeah.
but the good news is that modern dishwashers are designed to be much more energy efficient
Okay.
than their predecessors, and many of them have special eco-friendly cycles
Oh, right.
that use lower water temperatures and run for a longer time,
Okay.
which can save energy overall.
So it's like a trade-off.
Yeah,
A longer cycle
Yeah.
at a smaller environmental footprint.
Yeah.
I like that.
exactly. And some dishwashers even have soil sensors
Well,
that can detect how dirty the dishes are and adjust the cycle accordingly.
oh, wow.
So they're becoming pretty smart about how they use resources.
That's amazing. It's like they're evolving right before our eyes.
They are. And speaking of evolution, have you ever heard about all the surprising things that people use their dishwashers for?
Oh, yeah.
I'm not just talking about dirty dishes here.
Oh, I've heard whispers. I'm all ears.
All right.
Let's open that dishwasher door, metaphorically speaking, and see what other secrets lie within. But for that, you'll have to join us for part 2 of this deep dive into the world of dishwashers. See you soon on Tell Me More. Welcome back to Tell Me More Stories Told as Podcast. Before the break, we were talking about like how efficient modern dishwashers are.
Right.
But now I'm kind of curious about those other uses you mentioned. People are putting things besides dishes in their dishwasher.
Oh, yeah.
Like
You have no idea. Get ready to be surprised. Would
Wow.
you believe some people actually wash their potatoes in the dishwasher?
potatoes. Like whole potatoes?
Yeah.
That seems a little strange.
It might sound odd, but apparently it's a great way to clean dirt and grime off potatoes,
Okay.
especially if you're planning to make mashed potatoes or potato salad,
Right.
where the skins are going to be removed anyway.
Yeah.
The key is to leave the potatoes unpeeled
Okay.
and put them on the top rack
Right.
so they don't get blasted with too much direct water pressure.
So it's like a pre-wash for your potatoes.
Exactly.
I guess it makes sense if you're like dealing with a lot of potatoes at once.
Yeah, especially if you're like doing a big batch of something.
Yeah.
And it's not just potatoes. Other root vegetables like carrots and beets can also benefit from a dishwasher cleaning.
Okay, so veggies are on the menu.
Mm-hmm.
What else are people putting in there?
Well, garden tools are another popular item.
Garden tools.
Yeah.
Okay.
Think trowels, hand rakes, even like small shovels.
Yeah.
The dishwasher can blast away caked on mud and dirt,
Yeah.
leaving them sparkling clean.
That makes sense. I can definitely see how that would be like way more convenient than scrubbing them by hand,
Yeah.
especially after like a long day of gardening. It's starting to sound like the dishwasher is becoming a multi-purpose cleaning machine.
It really is. And it gets even more surprising. Believe it or not, people have even washed sneakers in their dishwasher.
Sneakers, now that's pushing it, right? Wouldn't they get ruined?
Well, it depends on the type of sneaker.
Okay.
Canvas shoes, or those made of synthetic materials, can
Right.
often handle a gentle cycle in the dishwasher. Just be sure to remove the laces and insoles first.
I'm guessing you wouldn't want to do this with like your expensive leather dress shoes.
Definitely not.
Okay.
Delicate materials or anything with like special embellishments
Yeah.
are best kept far away from the dishwasher.
Good advice. Okay, so we've got potatoes, garden tools, sneakers.
Mm-hmm.
What else have people come up with?
This one might really surprise you. Baseball caps.
Baseball caps.
Yeah.
Really?
Some people swear by washing their baseball caps in the dishwasher.
I can see how that would be like tempting, especially for those sweat-stained caps.
Right.
But wouldn't the shape like get ruined?
It's possible, but there are ways to minimize the risk.
Okay.
The key is to use a gentle cycle, avoid the heated dry-in option,
Right.
and absolutely skip the detergent.
Okay.
And as always, check the care label first.
Right.
Some materials just aren't meant to go in the dishwasher.
Good point. It seems like with all of these alternative uses,
Yeah,
a healthy dose of caution is key.
definitely.
You don't want to end up like ruining your belongings.
Absolutely. You have to think about the material, how dirty it is,
Yeah.
and the potential for damage. And if you're ever in doubt, it's always best to err on the side of caution and just wash it by hand.
That's great advice. Okay, so you've told us about all the surprising things that people do into their dishwashers. Are there any things you should like absolutely never put in a dishwasher?
Yes, there are a few things that are definitely off limits.
Okay.
For example, anything made of wood, like
Right.
cutting boards or wooden utensils,
Huh.
is a big no-no.
Huh.
The heat and moisture can warp the wood and even
Excellent.
cause it to crack.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I've definitely seen wooden spoons and cutting boards that have like seen better days after too many trips through the dishwasher.
Yeah, it's not pretty.
What else should we avoid?
Anything that's glued together is also a bad idea. The heat can melt the glue
Right.
and cause the item to fall apart.
Yeah, that would be a disaster.
They'd be a mess.
You'd end up with like bits of whatever was stuck, all over your dishes.
Exactly.
Okay, so wood glued items.
Mm-hmm.
What else?
Cast iron cookware is another one to avoid.
Cast iron. Oh yeah.
The dishwasher's detergent can strip away the seasoning, which is essential for that nice nonstick surface.
Oh, that's a good one to remember. I love my cast iron skillet, and I would hate to like ruin
Hey,
it.
you want to keep that in good shape.
And finally, though this may seem obvious,
Right.
you should never wash anything that's being contaminated with like flammable substances,
Right.
like gasoline or paint thinner.
Yeah, for sure.
It's just not safe.
No, definitely not.
Good point. Safety first, always. So this whole conversation has really opened my eyes to the potential of the dishwasher.
Yeah.
It's more than just a dish cleaning machine.
Mhm.
It's a tool with like all sorts of unexpected uses.
Yeah, absolutely.
Welcome back to Tell Me More Stories Told Us podcast. We've been on quite a journey with the dishwasher, haven't we?
We have.
From those like early hand cranked models
Yeah.
to the like high tech machines that we have today. It's amazing to see how far this appliance has come.
It really is. It's a testament to human ingenuity. We're always striving to find better, more efficient ways to do things,
Right.
even something as seemingly mundane as washing dishes.
And speaking of finding better ways, before, just now, we were talking about the dishwasher of the future.
Right.
You mentioned like smart dishwashers
Mhm.
and even the possibility of like automation.
Mm-hmm.
What other innovations do you think we might see?
Well, I think there's a lot of potential for dishwashers to become even more eco-friendly.
Okay.
We're already seeing models with, eco-cycles and soil sensors.
Right.
But imagine if they could collect and filter the condensation from the dry-in cycle
Oh, okay.
and reuse that water for the pre-rinse.
That's a fantastic idea.
Yeah,
It seems like such a waste to just let that water like go down the drain.
totally.
What about alternative energy sources? Could we have, dishwashers powered by solar panels,
Yeah.
or maybe even like kinetic energy generated from the water pressure itself.
These are brilliant ideas. We're already seeing a push towards more sustainable appliances in general, and I think dishwashers will be like right at the forefront of that movement.
I'm really excited to see what the future holds. But even with all of these incredible advancements,
Right.
I have a feeling there will always be a place for the good old-fashioned manual method of dishwashing.
I agree. There's a certain mindfulness to washing dishes by hand,
Yeah.
a connection to the task. It can be almost meditative.
I know what you mean. And of course, there will always be those like delicate items that are
Yeah.
just better washed by hand.
Uh-huh.
Antique china, hand-blown glass, anything irreplaceable.
Absolutely. Those treasures deserve the gentle touch of a human.
Right.
But for everything else, I think the dishwasher is here to stay. It's become an indispensable part of modern life
Yeah.
for so many people,
Mm.
saving us time, water, and energy.
I think it's safe to say that the dishwasher has earned its place in our kitchens.
Mm-hmm.
It's come a long way
Yeah.
from its humble beginnings as a hand-cranked wooden box.
Mhm.
Who knows? Maybe one day it really will put the dishes away for us.
A dream worth striving for, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. And listeners, if you've enjoyed this deep dive into the world of dishwashers, we encourage you to hit that subscribe button
Yeah.
so you don't miss out on any of our other fascinating stories here on Tell Me More. We're always exploring the hidden histories
Mm-hmm.
and surprising details of the things we encounter every day.
And remember, even the most mundane objects have a story to tell.
So the next time you load your dishwasher,
Mm-hmm.
take a moment to appreciate the ingenuity and the innovation that went into, creating this modern marvel.
And maybe even let your imagination run wild and think about what you would invent to make it even better. Until next time, keep those dishes sparkling, Wyatt, and we'll see you soon on Tell Me More.